Happy birthday jump scare for Tommy.
Is this the long one or the short one?
Did we just get demonetized, Evan?
We sure did.
Welcome back to the Break Room on Twitch. I'm Zach Huddleston, and I am thrilled to be here to talk Loki.
Thrilled?
With some thrilled.
Oh, I like thrilled.
Thrilled to be here talking Loki ahead of the finale, in between episodes 5 and 6, with some of my good friends. I've got Barrick here.
Brandob?
Brandob.
Oh, you read the prompter.
It's
You
in
read
the prompter.
I like Brandob.
Maybe I've been saying it wrong the entire.
Hey, Brandob is my space name.
That's right.
Friend up.
Pretty cool.
We've got Tommy Bechtold.
Hey, it's your boy, Big Sauce. Drip, drip.
And Maude Garrett's here.
Give her a silly name.
Okay, Maude Garrett is here.
What? Is that
It's-
the best you came up with?
It's Moss Grabbit.
Okay, I'll take that.
Ooh, that's definitely your Lord of the Rings
I
name.
know. I'm
yeah.
lost rabbit.
Not only is today our Loki Lingering Questions episode, but it's also our Loki party. This is something we started with Ahsoka,
Oh,
where
geez.
before the finale of these big series, we want to throw a little party, a slightly different
bash.
format. Maybe food will be involved, maybe some games, some silliness, but it's more a celebration of this series while it's still going. We're going to go over some of our favorite moments so far, predict some stuff about the finale, and generally just party about Loki.
Yeah.
Also, there's another reason to have a party.
Why do
It's
you
Mr.
think that?
Tommy Bechtold's birthday!
Oh, if you didn't know how old he's turning, he made it very obvious for you. Woo, woo, woo.
I'm 4.
Custom Bills jersey.
Yes, thank
fun
you.
medallion.
Thank you to my friend James Warfield for making me this jersey. Thank you to my sisters for buying me this priceless jewel.
Oh, yeah, sterling silver.
My favorite's when you knock it against the microphone.
I'm sure that's Dashiell's favorite too, and the internet's favorite. We rarely get complaints about the sound of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So throughout the episode, we'll be
Thank you, Zach.
celebrating a Disney Plus really fun series, and also our
a Disney Plus size, really fun guy.
Team Michael Bechtold here.
Oh, is he here today? I hope not.
Oh,
Where's
let's-
my bird?
Let's hope. Now, for some of the fun games and redemption-y things that we're doing today, producer Evan's going to give us a little explanation.
What's up, chat? You may have seen that we have a new emote. We've got Miss Minutes in the emote section now, so feel free to spam that emote as much as you want today.
Adorable.
Today we've got some sound alerts that we were trying out on our video game
I
stream
did not
the
care
other day.
for them.
So we've got the Miss Minutes jump scare. So if you haven't used sound alerts before, just scroll down a little bit from the video. You'll
tell 'em how
see
to do it.
a little picture that says Miss Minutes
no.
jump scare and happy birthday short and happy birthday long. Those are for subscribers only. A lot of you are subscribers, obviously. Thank you very much.
You gotta earn those bits to spend them.
Yeah.
You
Earn
know
those
how to do
bits.
that? You gotta keep watching. You gotta watch for a long time.
There's a little button you can click too, right?
Yeah,
you get more.
you can't
I gotta
even
click
blink.
that button.
You just gotta be like,
So yeah, if you guys trigger that, that'll happen at any time. There'll be a sound, and everybody
Now
will
I'm
hear it.
scared.
yeah.
Is the birthday thing
I
a
said,
jump
o-
scare
I
too?
said okay to
Happy
this.
birthday.
Is it my ex-girlfriend? I want to
yeah.
get back together. I have decided I don't need to fix you.
And lastly, Zach, do you want to show everybody what's on the table?
Yes, we have, in honor of Loki, we have
Here's
a
a hand for scale.
custom-made key lime pie. Evan procured from a suspicious place called Amy's Bakery.
Look at this. I did notice if you peel the sticker back, it just says Evan's House of Goop.
Oh God.
So did Evan make this?
Hey, so
his
Dashiell,
goop
we could
house.
turn on the sub bar goal. I just set that goal. If we hit the sub goal today, let's get the host some pie. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Kobe-Wan Kenobi just gave out 10 subs immediately.
Oh no!
We're halfway there,
favorite.
folks.
We're
I think
halfway to
we're
this
almost
Kobe-Wan
halfway.
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, shout out to you.
Kenobi.
Saying gift for Tommy.
Oh, thank you,
A
Kobe.
lot of the chat was
Much
saying,
I hope you
appreciated.
enjoy
Can we make
other
Tommy eat the
people.
whole pie?
I do. You know what? The gift of other people watching the break room, which I gestated in my stomach for 9 months, and then birthed out one cold May morning.
That's why it's
In
called the break room.
2022 or 1
out
or
of that
whatever.
room.
I pushed it out of my loins onto the world. It means something to me that we have subscribers.
It's a real break womb
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
Tommy,
break womb.
is what it is.
my
But
break room.
so
Thank you.
there's a lot of ways that you can be involved, and Evan, right throw out your lingering questions, your pet theories about Loki and what might happen in the finale, and we're going to try to get to some of those in the back half of today as well. All right, if we're ready to go, let's do it. Post-episode thoughts after episode 5, before episode 6. Maude and Tommy, of course, got to share a lot of their thoughts on Inside Marvel, live on that's on the Breakroom channel as we speak. Brandon, any other big takeaways from episode 5?
It was really fun being out of the TVA, like being in the real world, branch timelines, whatever. Very in your feelings episode, I thought. Like it was, I equated it to when like, in Breaking Bad, spoiler alert if you've never watched that show, but when Walter White is eventually forced to admit that like, yeah, I'm doing all this for myself and not for my family. Like, this is why I did it. I'm finally admitting it. I like how Loki had to admit that like, no, I'm not trying to save the TVA to save people. He doesn't care. He just doesn't want to be alone, and it's sad.
Yes.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
I loved that.
I have a single question for you, though.
Okay.
Which Loki variant are you?
Which Loki variant am I?
Yeah.
I'm definitely the one, the main one that wants to take over New York and be a tyrant. That's me.
Oh,
for
you're
sure.
2012 Loki?
Yeah, I'm 20, and then I don't go through any emotional growth. I just stay there.
You just
Stunted Loki.
Stunted Loki is
Stunted
what I am
evil
in.
Loki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm locked in
Or
prison and I'm
stunt-in
mad.
Loki.
And he's not lonely at all.
No, I don't need anybody.
I really like that same point, Brandon, because I feel like, one thing that had been like still a little hazy for me in this series was like the specific motivations. Like Loki has said literally in every episode 5 times, like, gotta save the TVA. But like this was the first time where it was like really Chris, that's why he cares so much. Not just to move the plot forward, but like a more character-driven thing. I really dug that. I also agree. It's also fun to see like these characters a little bit out of their element. I particularly like it was a good OB episode.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like kind of like was that sound some kind of redemption, Evan?
Oh, it's the bits climbing up.
Is it gonna get louder?
Our bit bucket fills.
Yeah, jump to Vol.
I really liked like both like a little bit of origin for OB and like the bookstore bit was also that bookstore looked great.
Yeah.
I want to be there.
And like I don't know, he had like a strange energy throughout this.
He's-
He was
I
not the
mean-
chipper OB we see in the RNA department, right? Like he was a little bit different, focused, maybe.
His
hints
wife
at-
left him.
Yeah,
I know.
That was a wild line. Like every line read
I reckon he
he gives
felt that.
is great. It's so good. There's one part where he says like no, but he's saying it like he's saying yes. It's just great. But yeah, that moment when he's like, yeah, it took me 18 months. Well, 19, my wife let me. You know, it's just like he's like sad. He's not even happy. He's just like depressed.
No one bought his book
No.
except him.
It's I mean, I know there's a lot of theories that OB is somehow the secret villain of this show, or is a Kang
Who said
Variant, or
that?
something.
Who said
But like, this episode really made me lean that way. That is a villain origin
Yes,
story,
yes.
right?
Absolutely not. No, this is someone who's been unappreciated their whole life. They put their entire energy, existence into a book that no one read, and then he's like learning about this, and then he wrote the TVA, and people came to him when they needed something. So he was needed and wanted, even though no one remembered his name still.
He finally has his glorious purpose.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that he's reached more fulfillment at the TVA than he ever could
Yeah.
in 1994 Pasadena.
I think that's an optimistic
That was a
way to
hell.
look at it.
You know, in 1994, something else happened in Pasadena. The Dallas Cowboys defeated
I
the
swear to
Buffalo
God,
Bills in the
no,
Super
stop
Bowl
it.
at the Rose Bowl in
That's
Pasadena.
enough.
Sorry,
How do you
Tommy.
know
I had a
stuff like that?
sweatshirt that glorified that.
Purchased before the game?
Yeah. Let's just say Papa bought his son some merch prior to the outcome.
Was that your villain origin story?
Yes. And it continues to this day. Oh,
I also liked I thought it was a really well directed episode. Just the opening sequence of Loki kind of retracing his steps, and it was quiet, and just him alone in the TVA was really cool. Love the record store. Just again, another place I would like to spend time.
Yes.
The record store set design and the bookstore set
Yeah.
design. Just give me a Sunday afternoon in either one of those
It's
places.
it's like Wes Anderson core.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not Wes Anderson. It's not too twee.
Right.
It's like
a livable Wes
lots
Anderson.
of lots of like muted woods, like muted wood tones, and like things that look like they cost a lot of money to fabricate and are solid. Not
Yes.
no offense to the Swedes, IKEA furniture. That's right.
Shout
We
out.
just lost our Swedes.
Shots fired in Sweden. You can
my
have
gosh.
Spotify, but you'll never take my handcrafted furniture.
I think the last thing I'll say, I love the ending of this. We've had some good endings on episodes, and often it's like a holy shit ending. This was a let's go ending. Like it's a very active thing. He finally unlocked the fun thing, and we can see some nice active choices getting made in the finale. So I thought that was a really cool way.
Beautiful
to end the episode.
quote too that we talked about last night. It was never the what or the where. It's about the who.
That's right.
The band?
The band, yeah.
I thought you liked the Velvet
No,
Underground.
the doctor.
Won't get fooled again. We've got a question here from Sarah Hatchadorian. Asks, how fleshy would each host rate the episode? Great question. Great question. It was very fleshy for me.
Is there a scientific scale that we judge?
I think it's
Is there a
how you
flesh
f-
scale?
I don't. I think it's very subjective, like how you view the fleshiness of an episode.
okay.
Science can't determine
Is
fleshiness.
this kid speak?
No, we
No,
have a.
this came about from something we talked about
Yeah.
on the Breakroom at one point.
We described an episode as fleshy,
It
I
was
believe.
in Ahsoka, and then we
Yes.
even got an emote, fleshy.
Yes.
It took off.
Yeah, that might have been the one Ahsoka episode you weren't on, Tommy, but yes.
So
Good
much
work,
stuff
Tommy.
I've been a little erratic lately. That does make sense. That does sound like
You were
me.
slipping through time.
I was
Tommy.
time slipping.
Honestly,
No, it was Evan's episode.
What was that?
is that the Miss Minutes jump scare
It
redemption?
got us.
Yes.
Okay, it was
Wow.
scary. I do before we started the show, I saw Evan and he was like, "Hey, how are you with jump scares in general?"
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
I
He's
never
like,
got that question.
Are you really
rude.
triggered by him? And I'm like, no. I mean, I guess I'm normal with jump scares, but that's why he was
I
asking.
hate him, but I'm sitting the closest to this damn thing.
She's looking at you as well. I don't know if you can see these eyes that
They
are
follow
just like,
you.
whoop. If you just,
But back to Sarah Hedgedorian's question, I would say this is like grocery store rotisserie chicken flesh. Okay. There's a lot of meat on the bone for me. I found it very fleshy.
I would say this is the spinning. What's the right word? What's
Spit roast?
Like a shawarma?
The
Like a
shawarma.
shawarma
This is
spit
this is Zanku chicken shawarma
Yes.
dripping at 6 p.m. after hours of the flesh entangling in a forbidden dance with one another. Flavors upon flavors stacked. Sliced wafer thin, but yet so thick.
Otto, did you like the episode or not? I'm not sure I understand.
That's high praise, I feel
I
like.
found the episode delicious.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I would
Maude?
say, okay, so since we've all got our own flesh scale,
Yeah, you need a good metaphor.
I found this episode to be autumnal in the amount of flesh that is shown in an outfit. So it's not winter, so
Okay.
everything's covered up, but it's not summer where you've got shoulders out.
You don't see a ton of cleavage in the autumn.
It's autumnal.
Yeah,
So
but necks and wrists are definitely
You know where you see the
visible.
cleavage? It's in overweight men bending over in autumn because there's a lot of yard work that needs to be done. You see a lot of butt cleavage.
But I liked it. I just don't think enough happened leading into a finale. This was almost like the scrub clean. We're facing the end. We got to figure it out. Light bulb moment, and that's it.
Yeah.
But what they did do was great. But I'm the one that complains.
Circle R.
She who complains.
Hell yeah.
But I
dude.
loved episode 4. I loved it so much.
Making that T-shirt for
What
Maude.
are we talking about? My ex-wife here? She who complains? Yeah. I've never been married.
It was my next question. I never know.
I've never been married. I have a lot of fake origin stories.
Yeah.
I'm like the Joker. Do you want to know why I'm so sad? My father was a gambler.
Do you want to know how I got these stars on this
Oh.
necklace? Brandon, fleshy.
I give it a.
Oh, stop.
I give it like a two-face fleshy, where half of it is like the regular flesh
hold on, I
we're
gotcha.
used to, and the other half is grotesquely disturbed.
Oh, wow,
and
Maude,
evil.
that's incredible.
So if I can just paint it. and
Yeah, we'll just
clean
paint
it.
her
That
face.
is. I know your Halloween
Maude's
costume for
face.
next year, should you
Hey,
choose to
and by
accept
the
it?
way, R.I.P. Richard Mall, the voice of Two-Face in Batman the Animated Series, who
that's
passed
right.
away
And Bull from
a
Night
week
Court?
ago.
Yeah.
A week ago, yeah. One of those celebrity deaths that I think because he was old and kind of a little bit out of the picture, I feel like I missed it. I didn't know it had happened until I saw a
Matthew
thing.
Perry.
Hadn't we just? I remember us having a Richard Mall conversation within the last 6 months.
Well, because I think we were figuring out who could come back to Night Court, the new remake, and we're like, well, Richard Mall's not that old, and I was like, holy shit, this dude's 80, which, you know, by the way, in modern medical science, 80 is a perfectly livable age.
Some would argue it's double 40.
Is this your
I'm
midlife
halfway
crisis?
done.
Is this
I
your
have to be
midlife
more than
crisis?
halfway done. This is exhausting.
Going back to Two-Face, your analogy though with the episode,
Yeah.
I don't think you finished.
Oh, well, just that, like, you know, it had its like normal realism, but there was a lot of darkness hidden inside there. A lot of sadness, a lot of darkness.
A lot of spaghetti.
Everyone's so sad all the time.
But hope at the end, or at least like stuff's about to change. That's what I connected with.
How do you think he moves through time? How does he control the time? What did he learn?
I'll show you.
Yeah, do it. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that needs to be another redemption. We all time slip.
It's like you know, the MCU is famous for like its actors having to do weird motions and they don't know what's there and it gets added later. Now they've come to this point where it's like you do the motions and we don't even see anything anymore. That's my biggest critique of like Stranger Things. I'm sick of just like this with like there's no effect. It's just someone going like this and maybe some blood coming down the nose. Like I want special effects. I want to see
need
like
to-
Friends
magic.
don't lie.
Let's do the time slip again.
Well, you know, the mistake was he was time slipping when he should have been time dripping big sauce.
Okay.
That was the mistake.
We've got a couple lingering questions we want to get to. Now, Maude, you, Tommy, and Eric got into this a little bit last night, but why do we think Loki and Sylvie are the only members of the Friend Squad that can remember everything?
They're smarter.
That's it? Everybody else is too dumb to remember?
Well, they don't have human brains. They have God brains.
That's Loki and Sylvie. That's why.
That was my kind of my take last night. I stick with that. I remained with it, that is my theory, is that they are physically made up different than human beings. So even as variants, their brains work in a different way and are affected differently.
That's
What's
good.
yours?
My feeling is like their interaction with He Who Remains. You know, I would say they established in episode 1, right, that Loki.
Happy birthday jump scare for Tommy.
Is this the long one or the short one?
Birthday,
This is the long one.
Is Stevie Wonder gonna come after us for this?
I know. Did we just get demonetized, Evan?
We sure did. That's too long.
Maybe I'll just mute these sections.
Okay.
No, louder, louder.
Thank you to whoever sent that.
20 minutes, 34 seconds.
But like Loki, they established in episode 1, right? Loki removed himself from the timeline. That's how he stopped time slipping, and they were able to pull him out. And I was thinking like, oh, that must have long-lasting effects for this show. That'll give him this ability. And then like Sylvie killed He Who Remains. She has the temp amulet, like his special. It's not just a temp pad. It's more than that.
And Loki at this point is a human temp pad.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
like I think their experiences have caused them they react to time differently
Interesting.
now. That's my theory behind it.
Well, okay, so I think that we are looking at a loop here, right? So let's just say this is the loop, and we are meeting everyone at the TVA in the TVA time, right? So we know that they've had a previous life, and you know that we're going, past this moment since the TVA doesn't exist. So Loki's the one doing it all. So we're still going forward for him, but for all the other TVA people, we're going backwards to their branch timeline. So this is before they've been inducted into the TVA. So they don't remember because they haven't done it yet, because we've gone back, right? Using the time slip and all of that. Sylvie uses the temp pad.
Yeah.
So she's still going through like the forward motion of whatever loop she's in, even if it is a loop. So she's in control of everything. She's got the memories. The start of her time was she got abducted by the TVA when she was a kid, right? And then she's been trying to escape all of that. And so now she's escaped with this temp pad to live out the rest of her life. So she knows everything that's happened before it. But everyone else at the TVA, we've gone back into their branch timelines because they're variants at the start of where it began before they were inducted, which means Loki's probably the one that brought them into the TVA that first time.
Yes. And at some point between episode 5 of season 2 and episode 1 are the first time we meet these characters, they will somehow have their brains wiped.
Yes, then that is still a massive part of this. We know for a fact that Renslayer's had her mind wiped completely, and Miss Minute still has all the information and is picking and choosing what she's showing Renslayer. But I think this mind wipe is a big, big thing that's happening, and we'll hopefully find out who and what and why is doing it in the next episode.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of evidence to support that. The fact that Obi's office is the same general design as his RNA department. There's a lot of like parallels there, like, oh, this became that, right?
But it's this loop again where he's got the TVA guidebook that Obi's written, but he's giving it back to her by going back through the branch timeline to. It's exactly what happened in episode 3 when Renslayer gives Timely the.
And then he
TVA.
gives it to OB or whatever, right? Like, or OB says that I learned everything from you, but you learned everything from me. And
But I also think that the books that Obi wrote, the Zartan contingent and the Yorin,
Sons of Yorin.
the Sons of Yorin.
Yorin.
I spent like most of last night looking up what all the post-it notes said, trying to figure out what they all said. And a lot of them have weird moments. They mention Yorin, they mention a character that's just represented as T. Darsh is the name of another character. But there's all these weird post-it notes that feel like moments from the Loki series. There's one like, they get the amulet. This is where the story splits. Which the amulet could be like He Who Remains device, and they split up at that point. There's something about like the third moon, which is a moment of discovery, and there's like Lamentus 3 when they discover that like if they hold hands together, they get more powerful. Like there's all these weird things. So I think there's several moments of this loop, not just like the TVA book being passed back and forth, but also like OB has created the storyline that Loki is living out. So when he's like, you're like a character from one of my books, you're a time traveler, like he's either Yorin or T. Like it's very weird how many things are looping on themselves in this show. I don't know. So I don't know who created what and if they'll ever answer that question.
Yeah.
If it's just like the TVA created itself because these two entities
It is
were
the chicken and the
swirling.
egg.
Yeah, they're
Whoa,
both.
it's a chicken eating its own egg.
Yeah.
And another big question we have before the finale. I love all those theories, by the way.
Yeah,
and I
me
can't wait to
too.
see which turns out to be the most
Good
true.
work going in doing that post-it work,
Oh.
Deep.
I've got one word for you. Tenet. The way you described it, it just sounded like Tenet.
Yeah.
Same frontwards and backwards.
Tenet.
Another big question we
Palindrome.
had, will we see either He Who Remains,
Yes.
Victor Timely, or any other Kang variant in the finale? I feel like some kind of Kang appearance is almost guaranteed.
Yes.
Now, which one we might see, a little bit up
I'm
for
going to
debate.
say there's more than one.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say we're gonna see a Kang variant from the water planet Hurricane, who swirls around really fast and makes everybody wet.
I don't think we're gonna see Kang. We're gonna see Krang.
Oh,
From the Ninja Turtles.
I think we might see Tang, who's the most delicious of all the
yes. The astronauts drink me.
Yeah. Oh, that Tang. Oh, okay.
Don't get your mind out of the gutter, Brandon.
I think we might see Solvang, a beautiful
Stop
Dutch
talking about
Kang.
Solvang.
I'm crazy about Solvang. I'm nuts for it.
What did they do to you there?
You know what? It's what they don't do.
Hey, man,
They don't bother me.
Get those apple skivers. Get
You
some.
can get a flat Dutch pancake and a Danish sausage and just eat the
do
morning
a
away.
little wine tasting.
Fresh coffee.
for your birthday, Tommy. We
happening?
should do
My
a solving
God.
trip.
Let's all get down to Solvang, guys. What are you doing Thanksgiving Day?
Not that.
All right, fine. Maude, free up your schedule. Spend a little time with Big Sauce.
I actually did go celebrate a birthday 2 years ago at Solvang.
Oh.
So you're telling
It's
the
So
whole truth.
you're due is what I'm hearing.
lovely.
I do think. Okay, sorry. To regroup, refocus, reset.
Oh.
I think we were going to see Victor Timely. I think that's the easiest.
Yeah.
I think oftentimes, myself particularly, I like to take a big swing before episode 6 and be like, no, we're going to see Scarlet Centurion or Immortus or someone like that. No, probably give Victor Timely a little bit of either a redemption or a heel turn in episode 6,
Yes.
right?
Maybe both, right? You come back, you save him, he doesn't get spaghettified, but there's a little twinkle in the eye.
Maybe his brain just one little strand of spaghetti comes off, and he's like, "It's time for a reckoning."
You don't think it's possible we get a little like a glimmer of light starting and it grows and grows and it's the probability storm from Quantumania and that Kang comes out the other side and he's like, I gotta get these ants.
Well, even
Bring me the Ant-Man.
the most cynical industry watcher. Do we see a variant played by somebody who's not Jonathan?
Yes.
I don't know. I think they're gonna let this story be what it is. They're gonna be like, we shot this, we wrote this,
A lot
and then
of the media, the press that has been done by producers and directors, who are basically the only ones that can do press right now. I guess writers technically can, now that they have a deal. But they have heavily mentioned over and over again that this show is almost the first Marvel thing ever shot that did not have reshoots, and that a lot of that was shot before Jonathan Majors had any legal trouble. So whatever he was destined to do, that doesn't mean they can't edit or do effects. Obviously, post effects are a huge part of these products, or a huge part of these shows, which are products ultimately. Capitalism. But
this is getting real.
But I think that means whatever, in the words of like the TVA, whatever Loki or whatever Jonathan Majors was destined to do on this show is probably going to play out as originally planned. Whether or not what that means for Kang moving forward, I don't think it really matters. I think the thing that is nice about Loki is it exists outside of the MCU in its own way, much like the TVA. I don't trust this bitch. I don't trust this bitch at all. All right. Anyway, blah, blah, blah.
Echo will settle the Kang problem.
By the way, sorry, can we interrupt this program to say, I thought that trailer kind of slapped this morning.
Great.
It was good.
Very hyped for the Echo
Yeah.
trailer. Only bummed that they're dropping them all the same day. I kind of want to live in that world for a couple
I'm
weeks.
ready for a good binge.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be.
I'm ready for a good purge.
Yeah, I think like what were we? We were just talking the Kangs. I absolutely agree. We'll probably see Victor Timely. Yeah. I like it if we'd see another one. Maybe even a transformation, Timely becoming a He Who Remains.
Yeah,
or
I wouldn't mind.
like that.
I wouldn't mind getting to see the He Who Remains character again in a non-flashback, but in a like literal time jump backwards to a time where he was alive. Just because I'd want to see what the implications are. Is He Who Remains so omniscient or omnipresent that he knows that he was killed once already? Like, is there a does he just exist?
It was so weird.
He made comment about all the other Kangs.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the good one. You don't want to meet the
He's
other
He's like,
one.
I'm the fun one.
Well,
I eat
it
apples.
was such a strange choice to show us his like dead, rotting body.
Yes.
Right in the Citadel.
Yeah, I
in that
hope
one
it jumps
episode.
up and he does the whole Thriller dance.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Let's
dancing in
do
your
the
house.
time slip again. I look forward. It's been pointed out, we went a whole episode with no Miss Minutes, no Renslayer, no any variant of Kang.
Talk about edging. No miss minutes.
Jeez,
Come on.
Louise.
What
Jeez
if we it's revealed that we've already seen this Kang throughout the entire show? It's the reveal.
Kang-see?
Yeah.
Ooh. That one of the other characters is
That
a Kang variant?
Renslayer.
Oh, Kang Slayer.
Kang Slayer is actually a variant. What if that's revealed? It
You
was
know,
under our
I-
nose the entire time.
I was hoping
It's
for Casey,
Agatha.
but I like.
It's a fun metaphor because like the first season was a little bit of a love story, Loki on Loki. If the second season's a little bit of a love story,
It's kind of a great
Renslayer
reflection
Kang on
on each
Kang,
other.
you know?
No, I said jokingly, but I do think there might be something to this. If every person in our main group is either a Loki or a Kang and they just don't know it, it's like there's some Mythgard Lokis, like there's like a Mythgard Loki variant, maybe OB's a Loki, and then like 100B15 is a Kang, or whoever, Mobius is a Kang.
Do you know how genetics work though? There can't only be two.
Okay, so
people
how I've been told is
populating.
so what you do is two people back into each other, and one person puts their butt crack on one person's cheek, and then their crack on the other person's cheek, and 9 months later a baby comes out.
Ooh, cheek to
bad,
cheek.
not
I mean, there was one of
That's
the
why
books.
they have that porno song, "Dancing Cheek to Cheek."
One of the books in the Pasadena bookstore was Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. So yeah, maybe everyone is either a Kang or a Loki.
Yeah.
There is
Wait,
that
is that
dichotomy.
confirmed?
Okay.
You can see
Yeah,
this?
yeah. One of the
Fine.
books in the background was.
To be fair, that was in every bookstore in 1994.
Well,
but
you know.
yes.
So which one are you? You're the Loki. Are
I'm
you
a
a
Loki.
Kang or a Loki? You're wearing purple. I feel like that's
Oh,
somewhat
yeah.
indicative of Kang.
I'm Tommy, Big Sauce.
But which variant?
No, people are variants of me.
We're all
He's
Tommy
the
So you
third-
just debunked
the
your
third
own
prime.
theory.
I've just
immediately to
I've
make
just
that
ended my own
point.
theory out of my own hubris. No, I'm sure I'd be a Loki. I'm too mischievous. I love setting people up for embarrassment.
Speaking of which, folks, we've got a live show coming up. Now, this
Oh.
is technically live. we're live right now on Twitch, but we're gonna be live in person at a theater in Los Angeles,
You know what that
November
means?
16th.
We can touch you.
We can get demonetized in real life by saying bad words and playing full movie clips or whatever. Full Stevie Wonder songs. You can't touch us.
You can't touch us.
But we're going to be, there's a really cool theater called Brain Dead Studios on Fairfax in Los Angeles. There's the graphic. We're doing a fun live show there. It's going to be, Tommy's going to be there.
I'm going to be there. I can't wait, guys. I'm going to be back from New York for 2 days. I'm going to rest like this, like Dracula in a coffin. November 16th, I'll emerge. Comedy. I want to suck the laughter out of your throats.
Yeah, we're really excited. It's a movie theater, so we'll have a big screen. We're going to show some clips. We'll have some friends. There'll be some fun bits. Definitely come check it out. There's something we want to do more of at this venue and other places. So there's a link in the description to grab tickets. Mark your calendars, November 16th. We'd love to see you there. And then also we want to shout out our friends at Nerd Riot who made this shirt. Oh, Evan, you got something to say?
Yeah, before we do that, would you guys like some pie?
Yeah.
Whoa, it's
We
pie
hit the
30?
goal.
Yeah, thank you to Sarah Hatchdorian, Kobe-Wan Kenobi, and Caleb at 94 who brought us over the goal.
Wow. You guys
Started
are
us up
great.
off.
Thank
Thanks.
you
And
so
for
much.
everybody contributing bits, Rodney Clays, X-Hop Matt, K Frito, Aaron Storm, Storm Cutie, Kobe-Wan Kenobi, Trashbag 2, Malishka, thank you so
Trashbag 2's
much.
been there from day one.
Malishka.
Thank you, guys.
Malishka.
All right.
Wow.
Pie. Whoa.
Which knife
So
would
many
you like to-
knives. Why did you bring so many
Yeah,
knives?
let's get
Brittany dance.
Now, according to the new company handbook, I can't touch a knife, so someone else better cut it.
You're the responsible one, Zach.
Zach's a dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not a good
that-
pie
that-
knife. Get that pie knife out of here.
I
yeah.
love our pie knife as this gigantic Cuisinart. We don't go through a lot of pies here in the office. But Brandon, while I deal with this pie, why don't you shout out our friends at Nerd Riot?
Yeah, over at nerdriot.shop, you can get a lot of cool merch. I'm wearing the TVA handbook shirt that I think's on there right now. There's also a great OB shirt. There's a shirt for the Marvels featuring some adorable flirkins.
Yes, I love that shirt. Everywhere I go, people go, "What the flirkin is that?"
What's in that cat's mouth? Some really cool flirkin shirts. We just put up an Echo shirt today.
Yes,
on the
just
site.
came up with the design when the trailer dropped.
In
actually.
honor of Echo, it features the name Echo spelled out in ASL with some bloody hands.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
it's
if you
really
saw the
cool.
trailer, there's some bloody hands. That
Oh,
that
really?
yeah. They're not afraid of blood on the Echo show. It's gonna be violent, it looks like.
Ooh, I got this line
Echo show?
piece.
So check out nerdriot.shop where you can get all these great merch options.
pull the other hand.
Holidays are coming up. I think there's gonna be some Black Friday
There is
sales
going to
in
be
a
a
couple
Black
weeks.
Friday sale there, Brandon.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Put your nerddom fandom on your chest.
Yes.
Or your head, because there's hats.
Say it with your chest.
Evan, do we have some
have
other
a first
audience questions we would love to address?
Yeah, I wanted to hit some audience questions from last night that we didn't get a chance to get to. Assassin Peach 77 asks, do you think instead of Kang being destined to be the one who controls everything at the TVA, he made it sound that way so Loki would put him in that position?
Yes, he's a liar.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I've never had key lime pie before.
What?
I don't think I have
What?
You
either.
went 40 years?
Yeah.
I'm
This is
proud
my
of you.
first
I'm proud of you both.
slice of key lime pie ever.
I will say, out of all the pies, key lime is not that inviting to try.
Oh, it's great. It's
but it's
sour,
so
it's
good.
sweet.
Is it?
Wait,
Zach and
this
I
is
are,
I like
refreshing.
this.
Zach and I are a couple of Florida boys. This
Yeah.
pie was
Yes.
developed in Florida.
In the Florida Keys.
Where you can get the key lime. What made it great was use a little sweetened condensed milk when you make it. So in the
This is
Keys, you
very
couldn't always
good.
get sugar, but you could get sweetened condensed milk.
Shout out to Amy's Cottage.
You got to eat it like they ate it on the show, where they like just kind
Oh,
of
they just.
they stirred it around and only ate the whipped cream.
Tommy, have you ever shot a commercial or a TV show where you have to eat on screen?
I sure have.
Maude has as well. Do you have any nightmare stories about having to eat the same slice of pizza for 10 hours?
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I did I don't know if we can do brand names here, but it was like a chicken wrap. And they had a bucket next to me to be like, obviously have a bite, and then, we'll be doing about 10 takes of this. I ate the whole thing.
No
every single
spits
time.
for- no
Every
spits
single-
for Maude?
And then we broke for lunch, and I was like, I'm really full.
And then they brought in David Fincher to direct the rest of the day, and you had to do 87 takes.
No, I got it. We wrapped quickly because I was good at eating twisties. whatever
I've
they're
done a bunch, but I'll narrow down my 3 worst. Once I had to drink, pretend to drink 60 beers in 60 minutes for a Yule log video. for this for Pit Vipers.
Don't do that.
For Pit Viper sunglasses. No, they were non-alcoholic beers, and and I was floating around in a pool thing, telling stories, yammering like that. It was a joke.
You still had to do one a minute, regardless.
But I was just throwing them. I mean, I was Stone Cold Steve Austin. They had to fully clean the pool. The pool must have been disgusting after. It was like half beer. They were NA. That was really bad. That made me feel I was very, very sick. Second, I did a March Madness commercial for a popular restaurant chain that I will not embarrass because two things were stuck out for me. It was a grotesquely big barbecue burger, and two, they were like, "Don't worry, we're not making you."
That's not funny.
Fucking hell.
Is that you?
We're eating, Evan.
I just spit some out. I'm so scared.
She could have choked to death.
Tommy's definitely browned out, I think.
Browned out. Top half or bottom half?
I might need a minute.
Minute.
So they came out to me after. They came out to me with a chef, and they're like, "Don't worry, we're not making you the burgers that we actually are selling."
I'll still eat it.
Right now, there's more pie. You don't have to eat that pie.
Well, that might have dog hairs on it.
Don't eat that pie.
Don't eat
See
it.
it. You can actually see it.
Don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Please don't.
At least make them get more subs to eat the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double the subs, Zach will eat the floor pie.
So
Oh,
I at first I was like, well, this guy's making these gourmet burgers. They look really great. So I ate half of one, and I was like, wow, I'm pretty full. And then they were like, do you want a spit bucket? And I was like, no, I can handle it. So I ate another half. They brought another full one out. I ate another half of that. And then I ate another half of a burger. And then I was like, I'm uncomfortable. And then I had to do like I went through like 15 burgers. I didn't eat them all. I spit them out after 3 halves. The last and final thing, very quick story about eating on camera. I did a hot dog eating contest for the movie Funny People with Adam Sandler.
Wow.
And I was sitting next to Adam Sandler and the other person in line who was the principal in the scene, and they were getting fresh Nathan's hot dogs in between every single take. I was getting hot dogs brought in, wrapped in aluminum foil that had been made 8 hours before.
Oh, no.
And I will give you this want to hear a nice story of a person being nice in Hollywood. Adam Sandler noticed that, and he goes, are you eating cold hot dogs? And I said, yeah. And he goes, and he kept sneaking hot Nathan's hot dogs off his plate
what
onto
a
mine
mensch.
before every take. So I got to eat the hot ones too. And because that was the last day they were filming on the lot, we had steak and lobster for lunch.
After hot dogs?
After too many hot dogs.
Adam Sandler, famously generous, just ask Rob Schneider, whose
Right.
entire career is based on the generosity of
my God.
Adam Sandler.
Certainly wasn't
Also,
talent.
this pie was delicious. I engulfed mine, ate the
I'm
entire
on
thing.
seconds.
Oh, yeah, I know. Mine was legit gonna eat that floor pie because she was enjoying it.
I like
to
real
replace
life
it.
pie.
I ate
It's
mine,
really
but
good.
it came out after the jump scare, so I'm sorry.
He's got more room now.
I do have one question though.
Yeah.
Who's Maude?
I'm sorry. Maude is really enjoying her.
No, because there's a theory that every time they eat the pie,
right. Right.
It
that's
wipes
what
their
wipes
memory.
their mind.
That's right. Even though, Loki ate it and it didn't do anything to him, right? His
Believable.
memory still
They were
works.
just playing around with the whipped cream.
Oh, is
They
that
never
it?
eat the goddamn pie. I'll show them how to eat pie.
I think you're doing a great job
Thank you.
right now. Evan, we got some more questions.
Yeah, so let's take some questions.
Actually,
from,
can we isolate that sound?
which sound?
I can show them how to eat pie.
Yeah, sure. We can
Let's
do
clip that out for
Yeah, we'll clip
socials.
that out. That's for social.
Isolated.
Yeah, Ma, that one we'll make it to social. That'll be our
Yeah,
first
yeah,
one.
that'd be a good one.
Welcome.
Computer enhanced.
Playback,
All right,
60%
so-
speed.
I'll show them how to
No. Say it the normal way. It's ruining it for me.
Hi, y'all.
Okay, so this question from today, Capper7. What song would you listen to as the world turns to spaghetti?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, Brandon mentioned Breaking Bad earlier. I did like, what's the great song for Breaking Bad? Something Blue Eyes.
Baby Blue?
Baby
like that?
Blue
Is that it?
a good one. It needs to be like, you can't do a sad song.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs to be like either maybe melancholy, but probably happy, I feel like, is my
I
take.
think I
She
can get
just
it.
tried to big mouth that thing.
I think I can get it.
Oh my gosh. It was like the boa constrictor at the zoo taking
You
down a
unhinged your
goat.
jaw.
Good job,
Crazy.
Maude.
Good job, Maude.
Great job, Mob. Grab it.
I think, I think you do kind of want like a sad song. Go out with like a late stage Judy Garland when she had her TV show, barely getting through Somewhere Over the Rainbow, just thinking back to those days being forced.
There's the great Pixies needle drop at the end of Fight Club as all the buildings blow up, right?
Invincible just came out last night, the first episode. They have Karma Police in there.
I love
That's a
Karma
good
Which was like
Police.
that. Just hearing that again got me in my feelings and
Yeah.
like Mark's in his
I would
feelings.
have
It was good.
Electric Light Orchestra's Mr. Blue Sky.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yep.
Well, does the length of the song help keep the world around
Well,
for
if
longer?
that's the case.
Should you go for
Karma
like
Police is better than-
Moby Dick or something like that, or
no,
like
no Ramones songs or anything.
Jeff Buckley, last goodbye.
Oh!
That's beautiful. That's like you want to go out.
Elliot Smith!
If that's the noise you're gonna make, I'm glad the world's ending.
That's why you gotta wear headphones.
I take my earlier one back. It's obviously Genuine's My Pony.
Mine's going to be 504 Boys, I Can Tell.
I don't know that.
I'll take Nelly's
Google
Grills.
it, guys. Hey, if you got Spotify accounts, look up 504 Boys, I Can Tell, and treat yourself to Masterpiece.
I'm going out to Two Live Crews, Fuck Shot.
Yeah.
That's a
I'm going to
song?
go out to Sir Mix-a-Lot's Put 'em on the Glass.
What are they putting on the glass?
Whatever they want.
Well, you know, it's about being in prison. And sometimes there's a glass barrier between you and your lady.
wow.
And if she just
Great
puts them on the
question from
glass
the
for a
chat. Great
minute, you
question
know,
from
you
the
get a
Well, you're a
little...
gentleman. Doesn't
Just a
have to be a
minute.
lady.
Huh?
A gentleman could put him on the glass.
What's he going to put on the glass?
his balls or his?
You think he's got that kind of dexterity? Have you
yeah,
seen
oh,
it?
yeah.
Listen,
In front of other people?
Is this a coffee
have to
table
put on
glass? Is this
makeup.
window glass? What is
it's
it?
the glass. If you've been inside, you know. If anyone's ever gone on vacation, they understand what the glass is.
What are we
His
doing?
vacation.
What is
Everyone's
it?
raising
Save
it.
us.
We got this question from Morgan004. Do you think the time slipping powers are permanent? That would give Loki enormous power.
I know.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
so OP.
Loki never leaves the TVA. I don't think you can't put Loki back on Earth.
No.
You can't put him back in Asgard.
You can't put him back in
gone.
Earth.
Well, actually, I think that's quite interesting because he's done such a lot of work, as one would say, over the last two seasons. Like he's done so much growth. His priorities have changed. If you give him that amount of power, is he going to use it for good and continue this journey, this arc that he's had, or is he going to go straight back to
Full circle.
Full circle, and that's why he is who he is because he's been given some sort of power.
I think like that would be well in keeping with the theme of the show of like it's almost inevitable. Like what if he like time slips back to 2012 Loki to maybe stop his earlier evil self, but like just causes it to happen again or something like that. That could be really fun. I think it's a super cool power. You know, like America Chavez can like hop between multiverses, and like we've seen characters that have, but like nobody that can like hop time and space almost
Right.
instantly. That's fun. I feel like they might need to nerf the power a little bit, like it causes him incredible physical pain or something
I
like
think
that.
as soon as he uses it for nefarious purposes, it gets siphoned from him, and it was like, well, and that's how that.
Yeah, I really think he'll stay at the TVA. He'll stay there, and then whatever happens by the end of Secret Wars, he could die during Secret War. Like that could be his final sacrifice. Is that? There's also the need of Thor has to die at some point so that Ragnarok can finish and it can all start all over again.
Now, I have a question. Is there a chance that the way... And I... Come on, let the sauce pour.
Salves.
Computer,
sauce.
isolate.
Oh, that's great.
Now,
I'll let it pour.
Let the sauce pour.
This is what I would like to see, and this is possible. Loki goes back to 2012, New York City, Battle of New York.
Yeah, alien battle, New York.
He sees himself. Himself sees him. They look at each other. Evil Loki that unleashed the Chitauri on New York City smiles. Time slips. He has the power now because they've seen each other.
Oh, they connect in a weird way.
Like that Loki then it unlocks the core memory in that Loki's mind that he knows how to time slip because that's the same Loki, right? So
I really dig that. Yeah. Evan, do we have more questions?
Yeah, Kobe-Wan Kenobi asked, will we see Mobius/Don actually get out on the water on a jet ski?
What a tease in this last
I know,
episode,
right?
and with the fan blowing in front
I
of
think
the
he's
backdrop.
gonna ride a jet ski to the loom to
that's
fix
great.
it. It's that way he can get there faster.
A wave of radiation carries him to the.
I mean,
Finish your pie, son.
making a device. You're right.
a TVA
Making
jet
a device
ski.
that's like a space jet ski to pay that off is great.
Right.
I also think narratively, there's a chance with an actor like Owen Wilson, who obviously you'd want to come back if they're going to make more seasons. But if they're like, well, we want to maybe do like a Loki Sylvie season 3. The payoff to his character's arc might be him going back to his kids, right? And jet ski. You see him on a jet ski pulling an inner tube with 2 boys, and it's like Loki has to say bye to Mobius and hello to Don.
Yeah, I think it's
Also,
really interesting.
Don's such a great name for a jet ski salesman.
Yes, it is. It's also like clear, like maybe with the exception of Casey, who was in a tough patch when he got snapped or taken away to the TVA. Like the other variants, like seem to be living okay lives. Even
Well,
though
I say
Wilson-
Obi and Casey belong in the TVA. It ain't getting much better for them. Although Obi may have been a curse.
So B-15 seems like a wonderful doctor.
The
She's
children
doing some.
suffered when she was taken.
That's right. She's doing some good work on Broken
Well, they
Arms.
didn't show that she was the one that pushed the girl out of the tree.
Yeah.
She's like a doctor creating her own patients.
She became a forest ranger in her grief.
Also, boy,
died in a tumbling
B-15
redwood.
taking up a lot of real estate on that cast.
Not
right?
asking first either.
I mean, not leaving a lot of room for classmates and friends and stuff
Have
like
you
that.
had a cast? This feels personal. I've never
have.
had one.
No, I'm unbreakable.
Wow, no one here at this table has ever had a cast?
No.
Yeah, I've never had a cast either.
Whoa.
Oh my God,
Are casts real?
Dashill's had a cast.
What
Can we
did you
confirm
do?
our casts are real?
Is this Mandela effect? Are they even called casts?
Look, I can't even be hurt.
Wait, I've never had a cast.
Which bone did you break, Dashiell? Hand? Wrist? Wrist?
Chris?
Were you skateboarding? Were you BMX biking? What was
A
the?
little trim, wasn't it?
Why did you do that?
Oh, a balance board. Both Brad and I have wiped out pretty hard on balance boards, never to the point of a broken bone.
Yeah, I have an indoor board, and my wife used to use it until she fell and broke her arm, and she's like, "I'm never using that again."
What's a balance
It's basically just like a cylinder, and you put a board on it, and you balance like that.
Oh, okay.
To like
Oh,
train you
no,
for-
Dash. That's really sad.
They're very dangerous.
Dashell, for my birthday, would you get up on a balance board again? For my amusement?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
With
he's
the
resilient.
broken-
He got
Oh,
it.
hell yeah, pimp!
I've heard someone break their arm.
Let that sauce.
You've heard it?
Broken
2
arm.
months ago, 2 of my friends had an arm wrestle.
Oh, and somebody
Ew.
broke their arm wrestling.
Ew.
Sometimes arm wrestling causes spiral fractures, where it breaks like up and down the arm all at the same time. It's supposed to be incredibly painful.
I mean, I've heard someone's back
find out.
break before.
You've heard of back break?
Yeah, I've broken some backs.
Stop.
Oh my God! I fell for it for like a
Tommy.
half second.
Happy birthday
Tommy,
to
no.
me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. Yeah!
You can't say to me
Backbreaker
without
Bechtold
Tommy.
over here.
Would you like some sauce with that? All right, let's go to our game.
I'm so full of pie.
Okay, so we wanted to, in honor of, we already had some delicious key lime
Oh
pie.
my God, I had a little second slice there, and it was.
No, it is
So did
really
I.
good.
Too much for me.
Shout out to producer Evan who secured this
Thank
pie.
you, Evan.
He commissioned the pie. He should have a little slice of the
Some
pie
gave
too.
some.
Why
He
didn't
gave
you
all.
have a
He
little
gave
slice
all.
of the pie,
Yeah,
Evan?
we saved some for you.
Oh,
Evan.
yeah, should I cut
You've
some?
got a camera on yourself. Put
Yeah,
some
Mom's
pie.
got a piece for you right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Evan, take the special piece.
I'll eat it for you.
Right, guys? The special piece.
It's got spun sugar on it.
So, there's been, key lime pie has had a prominent place on the show this season. Obviously, there's been mentions of other foods and,
say take the whole thing.
restaurants and food
I'm just
outlets.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. It was a
You're
joke.
blocking me.
So we thought we'd do some special awards heading into the finale of Loki based on some of the prominent foods and other things in the show. So some of these fun awards, we're gonna first give out the Key Lime Pie Award for most comforting moment from the show. What are our nominees? What moment made you, I go to, even though it ended in a spaghettification, just Sylvie laying down on that couch, listening to the music. There's a great camera, like a dolly shot or whatever into that. That was very blissed and comforting for me. But what other moments, any episode this season, were comforting for you?
I thought it was, don't say it. I had to check myself.
Oh.
Well, I just thought it was sweet that the 16-year-old boy had a crush on Sylvie at the McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why were
played
you
that
holding
down.
back on that?
I
Maude?
was going to congratulate him on his first boner.
Oh.
Thank you.
16.
Thank you for not
He really
holding
held
that
out
back.
for that
Yeah.
one. He really held out
Thank
for
you
that
for not
one.
Yeah,
holding
thank
back.
you for keeping the dignity that this show demands.
He was like, I think the fries are done.
I gotta go take my 15, maybe only my 1.5, but I'll use the other 13.5 to try and just recover. Why is my face so red?
The milkshake machine's working again. Oh, God. I think the most comforting moment was when I made that crass joke. No. I think the most comforting moment was in the season premiere when Loki finally got to a Mobius who knew who he was. Because we had to wait 2 years to get to this point, right?
Yeah.
The season 1 ended with him being like, I don't know who you are. Someone, who are you? And then he has to run around and he's in panic and he finally finds a Mobius that knows
They're
him.
reconnected, yeah.
So I'm battling between two in my brain right now. And maybe I'll let you guys decide. The first one is, I don't know about you guys, but I have the way my brain works watching TV and movies, when there's a thing like something's broken, like people don't remember who people are, or they have to travel a great distance, I get very stressed because I forget that it's a TV and movie. We're not gonna have to follow them like walking 1,000 miles to get to a place. Like we'll just get there. So when OB or AD Doug had finally created the temp pad and came to Mobius's front yard and Mobius bought into the plan, I was very comforted by that. The second thing, I'm a person that pressure is important to me. A hug feels really good. So being in that cube with all those other people before we were squeezed to goo, the moment before where everybody was just pressed against each other, a split second, must have felt like the strongest hug ever. And then they got juiced. And I want to make, there's a difference between being juiced and sauced, okay? They were juiced. My lovers are sauced.
Do we need to get you one of those like Temple Grandin machines that just like
my
hugs
squeeze
you?
box!
It's like
Let me
hugs
in my
you.
squeeze machine!
All the cows want to be together.
What about when Loki was able to kind of let his hair down, the horns down a little bit, and have a drink and sing to a bar?
That was nice.
yeah.
Yes. The little shot of bourbon in this last episode in the Oklahoma bar. I will say that bar was a little too hip for 1980s Oklahoma.
I'm not going to besmirch the great state of Oklahoma. Never
Shout
done
out,
anything wrong.
What a year for Echo, also being set in Oklahoma. It's a good time for the MCU in Oklahoma.
Where is Oklahoma?
It's
north
just
of
north
Texas.
of Texas.
Kind of in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
Dead set in the
Okay.
You
middle.
can't miss it.
All right, I'll bite. Where's Texas?
Texas is.
It's more a state of mind.
Yeah. What do you think about at the bar? I mean, I'll allow this one, right? I hate in a movie and a TV show when they go to the bar and they're like, beer, please.
She just
Yeah.
ordered
She
a
says
bourbon.
bourbon. Now, this guy knows who she is.
Yes.
This bar might only have one bourbon.
Yes.
You know, usually
in the
you
80s,
need
yeah.
to specify
Also, it could have
which
been
bourbon you want.
the bourbon.
Right.
you know.
Maybe, but what was his name? Adam?
The bartender?
She knew him by name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bartender's name is Eric, and some viewers last night thought it might have been Eric Voss because of the Matt Pat thing in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Like they
yes,
thought that
two
actor
completely
was Eric
different
Voss?
They would have been like, when they heard Eric, they're like, oh, maybe it would be Eric Voss. You know?
Okay. It wasn't.
No, sorry to disappoint you, plebes. You simps.
It would be great. MCU, get Eric Voss a little cameo. in
Hey,
there.
yeah, and by the way, when Agatha House of Horrors comes out,
No, Diary
I
of
will be
Dark
Tommy.
Days.
I will be Tommy.
Oh, wow. Wanda's son?
I mean,
I
I'll
see.
be Tommy in the audience watching.
I see,
The
I see,
actor
I see.
will be Wanda's son.
Our next award, the Hot Cocoa Machine Award for Most Gruesome Moment.
I think
There's
it's
some
when the
good
two
candidates.
Lokis kissed.
I think even though it was off screen, the squish box.
The
Yeah,
Squish Box
scenario was very
was
gruesome.
crazy.
The Victor Timely, the first spaghettification of
Yes.
Victor Timely
The
was...
skull.
yeah.
You can see his skull.
Yeah, like the rib
Yeah.
cage you
Yeah.
can see. Like
Yeah.
the Squish Box though is just awful.
Yeah.
Like and some great acting
At a certain
on
point.
like people's faces, right?
Yeah.
Under
Obviously
B-15,
being
having to
those
see like
minutes.
the after
X5,
effects.
seeing
Yeah.
it in real time. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's good stuff. I mean,
I
we
love,
just
I love X5 watches that and still like, okay, I picked the right team. Like, come,
well,
He's
I'm
like,
not
at
getting
least I'm on
Squish
the
Box.
outside of the box.
yeah, it's true.
Well, and I just love the edit to the dripping
Yeah.
hot cocoa, which is that's good. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I like to think it's a pipeline.
It's
That's
just
what was
straight.
coming out. Straight
Everyone's-
from the grape
Hey,
to the
when you
hot
squish
drain
this
in
all
the
together,
floor.
we're all brown inside. You
Oh
know what I
wow,
mean?
the,
It's
the
like-
hot cocoa machine's a little gray. I think there's a
gritty.
tooth.
I was disappointed when I realized the hot cocoa machine also does soup because it's like chocolate soup. I thought they were saying hot cocoa is chocolate soup.
it
I was like, that's a
is.
great way to describe hot cocoa.
Chocolate
But the
Yeah,
machine
chocolate
also
soup. I
makes
thought it did
soup.
that.
It makes a bunch of liquids.
Oh, I thought it was chocolate soup. I thought that was a really funny.
No, because it's like chocolate period and then soup period. But I say we call hot cocoa chocolate
Chocolate
soup.
soup. We're starting that campaign right now.
Yeah.
That's my hot cocoa machine most disgusting moment of the series. Brandon's chocolate soup pitch. And lastly, the McDonald's award for thing you didn't realize you would start craving while watching this show, right? I think a lot of us had some positive thoughts about McDonald's French fries or apple pies or whatever during those particular scenes. But was there something else that came up on the show that you had a surprise craving for?
Yeah, the hardback sagas of the works of A.D. Dub.
Yeah.
It's got me feeling about I should be reading some science fiction again. Sons of Yorin.
I have
Zarniak
recommendations.
Chronicles.
Hardback sounds like it's some sort of like.
Hardcover.
Now, Tommy, I thought you've been known to be a hardback breaker.
I
No,
really
that's a
can't.
broken a few
heartbreaking
spines.
back destroyer.
Okay.
They just listen. It's okay.
I mean, the key lime pie in the show has always made me crave key lime pie.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love key lime
I've
pie.
never been more off it than the way that they forked it.
You should say the way I fork a key lime pie. It's a,
You've
it's a
seen
thing
the
of
way
beauty.
that
If you fork something
Yeah, you
good
got
enough,
it all
you
over
get to
the
spoon
place.
it. That's the good news.
Yeah, I will say some of the,
Yeah.
I mean, all of the, especially the Hiddleston clothing makes me, I'm like, damn, I need to wear a tie more often. Just the outfit, the brown jacket,
Yeah.
like tie combo that he's worn a lot of the series.
The weird, I like the weird lines on the shirt. It's very interesting.
Yes.
I like his brown coat. The collar's too puffy. I think it's too puffy.
It comes up high. Now he has a very, I wonder if it's because Tom Hiddleston has a very long, kind of pronounced neck, and it's like, it's almost exaggerated with this like high collar kind of cut, almost makes his neck look even longer.
Old gooseneck Hiddleston.
That's what we call him behind his back.
Oh no.
To his face.
Oh,
never.
he's watching. What if he's watching?
Come on the show, Tom.
It's not working.
Call your friend Simu Liu when he gets done with his Achilles surgery and come on the show, you
Did
coward.
Simu
Yeah.
did
What
Simu
did he
tear his
do?
Achilles?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Oh, that doesn't sound like it would tickle at all.
Damn.
No, it doesn't tickle.
How's that going to impact filling of future Marvel properties? Do we know?
Wait, I was going to say.
Evidently not much based on what we've been given so far. I'm sorry I cut you off, Maude. What were you going to say?
I was going to do what I craved the most after.
Please.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Well, I've already told you guys what I think everyone deserves to know. Single dads.
Yeah!
Even with those two kids?
Or OB.
Take what I can get.
what you get.
I get 2 jet skis.
Do you
That's
think
true. You get a personalized
get
one.
your own.
But
Do you think his
ROI.
wife has been blipped?
Oh, someone tweeted me
Yeah.
that today, and I'm sorry I don't have my phone
Well,
on me.
she's
Otherwise, I
it's
would.
long gone.
Yeah, but
Like
that.
this.
Yeah, but it's been a few years at this point because it would have happened in 2018.
right.
And what year
It
is
was
he?
2022
22.
where he was.
And even though he dressed like it was 1996.
Yeah.
That's single dads for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
Where
have time
was
to
he?
update
Did we
the
figure out
closet.
where he was?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah.
I really just thought it was Florida the whole time.
Wow.
I wouldn't hear anything.
Why are you
else.
so surprised?
Did
Tommy?
they say that in the?
Yeah, that's what the Chiron
I'm bad
says.
at reading the chirons because I, you know me.
And his trash can say City of Cleveland.
Ah,
I was trying to
many
look around his
rivers are in
garage
Cleveland?
for like a
How
banner
many
or
oceans
a
and
sports
rivers are in
banner. But good
Cleveland?
on you guys for just reading the thing that was said.
No
To
oceans.
us.
They got rivers, ponds,
Of
and
course,
lakes.
it's on one of the Great Lakes. Cleveland
yeah.
is. The mistake on the lake, as they cruelly call it sometimes.
Rock and Roll City.
I don't
Cuyahoga
know much
River?
about this country.
Shout out Cleveland in the chat.
All the little chicks in the Crimson Lips know Cleveland rocks.
What is that from?
It's
the
a
Drew Carey
song.
show.
Yeah.
Living in sin with a safety pin. Go Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. I hate Ohio. It's a trash state. Ohio is
Here
the
he
diaper
goes.
hat that New Jersey wears when they sit on their throne of garbage.
Oh no.
I don't even know if that's true.
Trust me, Maude.
Okay.
I take your word for it when you say all things Australian.
Remember this? What was the city in Sydney that I taught you?
Crow's Nest.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I listen. I'm not like other guys. I break backs, but I listen too.
As long as you don't break these.
Should we wrap it up here?
Yeah, let's do
That's all for us today. Thank you so much for watching.
Are
Thank
you
you
sure? I
everybody.
feel like we can say some more.
No, we could definitely say
We
a
can
lot
eat more pie.
We got to leave them wanting more. We got to leave them with their backs intact.
New merch?
New merch.
Was that next to the fleshy range?
That's right.
How fleshy was this one, huh?
Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for watching all of the Break Room's Loki coverage, Inside Marvel, our Lingering Questions episodes, the Doomsday Watch. Are we doing a Doomsday Watch this week, Evan?
Yeah, I think so. It'll be more like a final predictions type thing, but you know the clock will still be here because you're trying to get a lot lot out of having
Absolutely.
this.
It's
All the
so
great work
great.
that went into it.
You got the psycho of the eyes so well.
Yeah, Samantha did a great job. Shout out
Yeah.
Samantha for making this for us.
And whoa, there it is.
I knew there'd be another one.
I'm scared. Had to watch till the end to get them all. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously, if you haven't already, if you made it this far, hit
Tommy's
like.
hard stopped.
Tommy just loves feeling in his hand. Hit like and subscribe. Check the links in the description, both to nerdriot.shop for our t-shirts and for our upcoming live show where we'd love to see you if you're able to make it. Follow us on all the socials, and most importantly, have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.